Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So today I am reviewing the most inspiring and heartbreaking memoirs ever written. The name of this book is The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, and this is written by Jean Dominic Bobby. So Bobby was the editor of magazine, and he was very successful, smart, and full of life. And after he had a massive stroke, and it left with the locked in syndrome. So he was actually coming from the home, from office to he was going to his home, and he met with an accident. And after that, he landed into the hospital. And in the hospital, he came to know that he has Longden syndrome. So it is story of a man who almost lost everything, his movements, his voice, and yet he found freedom through his mind. So he couldn't move, he couldn't speak, but his mind was fully awake because using his left eyelid, he was just able to blink his left eyelid. That's it. That's the only movement left in his body. And in Longden syndrome, this is the only muscle which is spared. So it was spared, and he just dedicated this entire book by just blinking his eyes and one letter at a time. So that's how inspiring this book is. This book is written by letter, just by blinking the eyes. So you can imagine how this guy has managed to write this book. So this author, Bobby, he compared his body to the diving bell, and it is heavily and trapped. And the butterfly, he compared his mind to a butterfly, like light, free, and fly to anywhere, because he was trapped in a body, but still he was able to think, he was able to listen everything, but he was not able to do any movement. So the book captures his memories, imaginations, humor, longing, and proving that even when the body stops, the soul can still dance. The three things which you can actually, there are many things you can read from this book. This is one of the most inspiring book in the neurology section which I found, and because this is been written by a poet, a real person, who has experienced all these things. So the three things which you can learn is freedom is a state of mind. So even we lose control of our body, imagination can still set us free. The second thing is gratitude in the living, the smallest things, because we don't realize that how lucky we are that we can move our fingers. There are many people who cannot move our fingers. There are many people who don't have even hand, and we are just not bothering about all this movement. This is a very complex movement. And if you know about some neurology, this movement, or you can say this movement, for this movement, our brain utilizes many cells and many neuron connections, and a massive part of brain is actually uh, being used in doing these complex movements. If you know about human brain homunculus, then you'll be able to relate these things. So the third thing is power of expression. Communication is in any form gives the meaning of life, and this blinks became this legacy. His blink became his legacy. He just blinked. So can you imagine how can you write a book? How can a person write a book just by blinking his eyelid? That too, just left eyelid. That's it. So suppose if you want to write my name BASU, then there's a person who's standing with a board, and he's just going 1, 2, 3, and he'll stop at B and he'll just blink it. The second letter A, he'll blink it. For S, BASU, again he'll go to S, ABCD, C, and then on S he will blink. So that's how he has written the whole book. So in my opinion, this book is just, isn't just writing a memory. It's a masterpiece of courage. At that time he still had that courage to write a book. So this is what he's keeping, it's this book is keeping his legacy. So the reason why I read this book was, I was going through a course of neurology in Coursera, and the teacher suggested that you should go and read this book. So I read this book, and after reading this book, I was like, this book is small, but it's very, very, very meaningful, inspiring, courageous. It's like I was thinking the person is going to die, still he's writing in his last time, He's writing in humor, he's writing in poetic sense, and he was determining everything which he's thinking. He was writing all this thing just through his eyelid, single eyelid. And you know what happened? The sad part, the heartbroken part is after the publication of this book, he died after 2 3 days of publication of this book. So that's how sad the story is. So he wrote this whole book and he died after 2 3 days of publication. I have many books like this which I'll recommend in future, but I think you should read this book if you are a physiotherapist, and even if you want to experience how it feels to be locked in our body and still you can imagine anything and everything. You can go everywhere just by imagination. Imagination is so powerful. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope you like this video. If you have ever felt like your imagination is stuck, or if you feel like uh, you are just held by your imagination, you cannot think more, you can just comment whatever you think when what you do when you feel that you are sad and you want to do more of it. So how do you recover from this feeling? You can mention in this comment and I'll see it and I'll comment it too. Thank you so much, guys, for reading this listening this reviews. We'll see you in this next videos. Take care.